Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Today I will be doing a process video using sketch number 5 from the Sketch for 6x6 Paper Pads one-page sketches class that Allison Davis is doing over on Facebook. I can't show you the sketch that we're using because it is paid content, but my page doesn't really stray far from what the sketch calls for. These are the two photos that I will be scrapping. They are of my grandson, who's going to be 2 in July. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose my 6x6 papers, since this is a sketch class using 6x6 pads. The pads that I'm using are a little bit older. The first one is That's My Boy, and the second one is Dots and Stripes. They are both from Echo Park, I believe. Once I've chosen the papers that I plan to use, I need to cut them into triangles. This sketch uses 3 triangles as the basis for the page. Now, I've never really done anything with triangles before, so I was a little hesitant to do this, but I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. The other thing that will be new to me is that the triangles in the sketch have been hand stitched, which is something Allison does quite often. I have never done hand stitching on a page. I've done machine stitching, but not the hand stitching. So I will be doing that on these 3 papers. The next thing I need to do is choose my background papers, and I didn't want to use plain white, so I went to my Vicki Boutin page, paper pad rather, and picked out this background. I think the colors work really nicely with the triangle papers that I chose. Takes me a minute to figure out exactly which direction they go in, but I think those papers work really nicely with the photos and the background. So I'm just going to do some adjusting, and then I will get busy putting the page together. You will notice I'm pointing out the stitching. It's not the best stitching job in the world, but I did learn a few things while I was doing it, so I may try it again on a future page. The title I chose is Love You to the Moon, and it was a pre-made title on a thicker sheet. So I'm going to put that on, and my plan is to justify the title to the right, but I'm noticing right away that that dark blue really kind of stands out. So I had cut a piece as a banner, and I'm going to tuck it over on the right side to kind of bring some of that dark blue over there. Now I'm going to use some Distress Oxide spray to add some splatters to the background. I wanted to bring more blue into the background. I didn't want to put a lot on, but I did, wanted to bring it all together a little bit more. the stitching, the papers that I placed down were a little higher than the flat page, so I decided I needed to put some foam behind the photos to raise them up a little bit. And I didn't want to use foam squares, so this is just some kids craft foam. I usually have the one that's adhesive on one side. This one was not. It's just plain old craft foam. Just happened to be close by, so that's what I'm going to use. The thing is, when you put one photo over the other, you don't want it to build up where the two photos overlap. So I did trim out the foam for the smaller photo. I should add that the original sketch called for 2 3x3 photos, and I didn't want to cut down that Saturday afternoon photo, so mine is 3x4, and then the smaller one with the dog is 3x3. So I've stuck down my title, and I did justify it to the right, but then I made a huge mess up in the left corner. I was trying to bring some of the blue ink up to that corner, and I don't know, I just made a mess, and I didn't want to start all over again. So I added a die cut and added my journaling to kind of camouflage that mess that I made. I added the number 2, which was a cut apart from an old Simple Stories line, and I thought it was good because there's 2 in the photo and he's going to be 2 very soon. So that brought some more of the blue up to that corner. Then I'll use some enamel dots for my finishing touches, and the page will be done. So I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below to let me know what you think. I'd also love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I'm just about at 200 subscribers as of today, so I would love to see that number go higher. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.